When it comes to manifesting our lives on purpose with intention, rather than accidentally on autopilot, there are 3 things that we want to be aware of when it comes to why our manifestations might not be working. And in the spirit of the season, I want to share with you all one of my favorite tools for manifesting. First of all, welcome all you divine beings out there. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to another video. I'm Annie, your Silicon Valley Sage Sister, here to bring consciousness to the forefront of your daily life to make life a little kinder and simpler. So when it comes to manifesting, and actually, before we even get into that, I want to say, I've been having one of those days where electronics are just not working with me. So if a light goes off and I have to turn it back on, that might be a thing. Just thought I'd prepare you before we get started. All right, so when it comes to manifesting, we're always instantaneously manifesting things on the spiritual plane, but it's getting those to materialize on the physical plane that's the trick to manifesting. And there are 3 reasons why that might not be happening for you. Either you're not actually a vibrational match to what you want, you haven't taken the inspired action towards getting what you want, or you haven't cleared space for what you want. And so divinely, being that it is the winter season here for me in the Northern Hemisphere, I stumbled across this manifesting tool that I have in my, some professional witches call it their book of shadows or grimoire. I just call it my magical book of special favorite spiritual tools. I came across this exercise in preparing for the full moon gathering we did at Woven Earth Collective tonight, which if you don't know about Woven Earth Collective, I would like to invite you to join us over at Woven Earth Collective. So I will talk a little bit more about that at the end of this video. But so in keeping with the season, I thought I would share one of my favorite tools when it comes to making sure that we've cleared space when we are attempting to manifest something, having it materialize actually on the physical plane. Because kind of like, you've seen in those movies where someone tries to shove one more thing in the closet and that makes everything just kind of explode out because you literally can't fit one more thing in there. That's kind of what happens when we're trying to manifest with a full container. We, as spiritual beings having this temporary human experience, want to be a clean, clear channel for energy and not full, actually. And so when we're full, we can't manifest new things because there's no room left for what we want to manifest. So that's why it's important to take, especially a cue from the seasons when it comes to gardening. I talk about gardening the mind, gardening our spiritual health, and make sure that we're clearing space, releasing and letting go so that we can be this clean, clear channel for what we want to bring into our lives. So let's get into this exercise. I didn't grab a pencil. How bad of me. I should have been prepared. So for this exercise, you're going to want to have, I'm just using this particular piece of paper because it's a scrap piece of paper. You can use any old piece of paper. Just have a completely blank on both sides piece of paper for this exercise. Now, the first thing you're going to do is fold it in half. And then open it back up. And on the top of the first side, you're going to write what you want to manifest. And I always recommend when you're doing this, making sure that you're not holding on to too tightly. We always want to have a loose grasp of what we're trying to manifest, because when we hold on to things too tightly, again, they, pop out either side of our hand and doesn't stick. But when we hold our energetics loosely, they sit nicely, you know. Another one of those metaphors. So when you're writing these things down, I like to say things like I invite in rather than I want. We don't want to be praying for something because, again, or manifesting for something because, or wishing for something because that word for puts it into the future. So, and too far into the future. But when we're inviting something in, that is leaving that door open for it to come in right now. So I like to start off with I invite in, and then I learned this sort of phrasing from my spiritual business coach, who I love, my ideal. So I invite in my ideal, and then whatever it is you want, not holding on too tightly to, you know, the specifics, but getting specific enough still so that you're getting what you want while not confining yourself to how the universe might bring it to you. Once you've done this, I invite in my ideal and then whatever it is you want. Then you're going to take that piece of paper, and this is why I needed the pencil, because I'm going to put a T on this side so that you guys can see. So if this is the side, the top, this is the side that you put your manifestation on, then not only do you want to flip it over, but you want to flip it upside down as well. So that now you have, you know, this side's the manifesting side. So flip and then flip. So this is the bottom back side versus down on this side here on the other side will be your manifestation. And so on this side, on the bottom back side, you're going to want to write what you are surrendering, what you are clearing, what you are giving up and clearing out. This can be a release of stress. This can be literally letting something go. This can be letting go of your need to control how it comes to you. Things like that. But you want to be releasing things. You want to be clearing space. So whatever it is you feel like is creating resistance in your life at the moment, clear that as much as possible. So especially if you can tailor this to what you're trying to manifest. Like, I'll give you an example. If you're trying to manifest physically new things in your life, you might need to let go of other things that are similar. So being willing to, you know, if you need a new car, being willing to release the old one, or release how it comes to you, or, you know, those sorts of things. Maybe you've set your sights on getting a specific car, maybe releasing something like that. But anything that could create resistance to actually getting what you want. This is what I mean by also getting specific without getting too specific. You know you need a new car. Let the universe bring you a new car. Don't pin it down so much where you say, you know, it needs to be this make and this model and it's got to have these things. You know, those are all fun things to dream about. But if you really need a new car and you need one quickly, especially, you know, or anything like that, restricting how the universe brings it to you could make it so that it doesn't materialize, because you might not be a vibrational match for those things, or you might not be ready to take the action, the inspired action towards those things. So clear space and make sure you're not getting too specific. Another example of this is how, for instance, let's say you need money and you want it to come to you in a specific way. There's no harm in telling the universe you want it to come to you in that way, but still leaving the door open for it to come to you in other ways so it can come to you quickly and easily, especially if you're trying to like pay a bill or something like that like needs to happen right now. You're starting to get the idea of what you can release. As far as, you know, it could also be other things though, like, you know, just releasing the general stress in your life, releasing or letting go of a relationship in your life, releasing literally anything. It doesn't have to be specific to what you're trying to manifest, although it can be. But just let yourself release, clear space. Whatever it is, you'll know. You'll have that tension in you, or as we call it in A Course in Miracles, that upset that's taking away from your peace. That's what you need to be letting go of. It might be resistance to somebody. It might be a resentment or a grudge. Whatever it is you need to release it. Clear that space. It might have to do with your manifestation. It might not. You know, I recently was preparing to open my books again for my holistic practice. And I was clearing space by letting go of judgments I had placed on other people that was keeping me from manifesting the things that I wanted in my practice, because they were people that were teachers of mine that I had placed judgments on, that were, without even really realizing it necessarily when they first came up, were associating back to the energetics of my holistic practice as a business. So in letting go of those resentments, because in some ways they were tied to my holistic practice, that all of a sudden opened up the energetics of my business aspect of my practice. And then I had all of these people coming in all at once to work with me in a way that had been slow for a little while previously. So that's an example of how, you know, I was trying to manifest a certain amount of ideal clients and a certain amount of ideal income every month, specifically through my holistic practice. And what I was releasing on the other side was judgments of people that I associated with the type of business, and specifically my business. So once you've done that, you're going to fold it back in half so that the back bottom side is on the outside and the top is now you can see, you know, when it's, sorry, the lighting here, when it's folded in half like this, they're going to be back to back. So what you're trying to manifest is on the inside. What you're going to release is on the outside. And then you are going to roll this up so that both of them, no, sorry. You are going to roll these up so that what you're trying to release is on the outside. And then you can do two things with this to most potently manifest. You can either burn it. You can, you know, once you've rolled it, you can tie it up with something, or you can just flatten it out. And then you can either burn it or you can bury it. I wouldn't recommend keeping it because you are trying to release it. You could go throw it in the trash somewhere outside of your house. So you could carry it with you as you go out into the world and go throw it in a public trash, or you could just make sure that you're throwing it in a trash can that's outside your house. And as you're doing so, whether you're burning it, burying it, or throwing it in a trash can, just close your eyes for just even a brief second and say, I release these things I release these things. I release these things to become a divine, clear channel for all that I am calling in. And that's it. That's our tool for manifesting for today. Thank you guys for joining me for another video. Before we go, I am going to tell you guys about Woven Earth Collective, because Woven Earth Collective is such an important part of my life. And we are a circle who is open to anyone who wants to join us. The leaders of Woven Earth Collective are dōTERRA wellness advocates, all of us. And that doesn't mean, though, if you want to participate in anything that we do, that you have to be a dōTERRA wellness advocate yourself. You can just come join us for full moon circles. We used to previously be called dōTERRA Witches. So if you've heard me talk about dōTERRA Witches, we are now Woven Earth Collective. And yeah, we have all sorts of wellness and witchy and magical and manifesting, as well as health and health and wellness, IG lives, Instagram lives. We are now also posting our live classes, reposting them on the YouTube channel. So if you missed any one of the events or classes we've held, you can always check them out on replay on Instagram or YouTube. But you can also come join us for any of our events, whether that's an Instagram Live or any of our Zoom calls, like our full moon gathering that we just had tonight, where I am blessed to open, close, and hold circle. dōTERRA is such a huge part of my own personal wellness practice, let alone my holistic practice. And part of that is because, though the products are based in science, though they are natural products and the most pure, potent plant medicine, just as much, it's because we are a family. There's the greater dōTERRA family, and then there's our Woven Earth Collective soul family. And I am so grateful every day, especially since I stopped getting to go to my shamanic journey circles that I used to go to every month, and then the other gatherings that my teacher there held. You know, I was really, really missing that. And dōTERRA Witches, then, now Woven Earth Collective, really stepped in and filled that need for community that I was missing, even though we don't do things in person yet, which we are planning some in-person retreats and things. We hold virtual events multiple times a month, sometimes even multiple times a week. And I want to invite you to be a part of that, because anybody, literally anybody, can join us there. If you have any questions about Woven Earth Collective, about dōTERRA, about anything I talk about at any time, don't hesitate to reach out. Seriously, I love hearing from you guys. Never hesitate to reach out. I have 5 spots available. 2 spots out of the 7 that I just opened up have been claimed. I have 5 spots available to work with me. And I have the new dōTERRA package, monthly session package. There are other session packages I have available that you can find out more about on my website. Always, there are the links in the description. You know, since I was literally a kid, and that's not an exaggeration, since I was a kid, I started noticing that there were things that I had that either people didn't have, or they weren't getting them until after they needed them. Tools, skills, habits for being happy, healthy adults that because they didn't have them, they felt like they were suffering or stuck or hopeless, depressed even. And I remember reflecting on this as a kid and thinking to myself, I have these things were given to me. Why don't more people have these things? And so I started to realize that it was my dharma, my divine purpose, to start collecting these natural tools and solutions to make life happier and healthier, as I like to call it, kinder and simpler, and offer them to the world, because I realized that I was happier and healthier and more stable, and it was thanks to these things that had been given to me that I felt everyone should have, and didn't understand. I really didn't understand why more people didn't have them, why they were afforded to me as a kid, and why even some adults didn't know about them. It was very, very perplexing to me. And this is what fuels my mission, because we all deserve to be happy and healthy. We all deserve to release those feelings of stress and stuck and hopelessness and depression. And we all can. We all can. It, as I like to say, doesn't have to be that way. So, again, if you're ready to heal, grow, expand your consciousness, release those feelings so that you can be happier and healthier, get happy, stay happy, get healthy, stay healthy, I would love to help you with that. And as always, may the energies you serve you well. Let's keep making our way through, and I'll see you in the next one. Just kidding, before you go, I have a special announcement. And yes, I've been playing in the fireplace since I shot the first part of the video, and look at that, the light went out. I said it was going to, and it did. Did I manifest it? Who knows? So, special announcement. I am having my annual flash sale, where for the next 24 hours, you can get discounts off my session packages. I'm offering $111, $222, and even $232 off my session packages. This does not apply to the new dōTERRA monthly package, as that is paid for through dōTERRA specifically. But for my other session packages, the Free Flow and Awakening packages, you can get $111 off using this code here. I will also make sure there are the codes in the description along with the links. For the Ascension package, that is the payment plan option, you can get $111 off per payment, which gets you $222 total. And then for my Ascension package, that is the pay in full option, you can get the $232 off with this code here. As always, if you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to reach out. I do all sorts of customization, personalization for each of my session packages when we do the first free wellness inventory consultation call after you sign up. But I am also doing, today is also the last day, that I am doing free clarity calls for anyone who has any questions. Otherwise, go ahead, reach out via email with the email in the description, or you can always scroll down at the bottom of my website and click that Get in Touch button. And as always, and I promise this is the last time, guys, may the energies you serve you well. Well, at least the last for this video. This will not be the last time you see me. Say this. Definitely. May the energies you serve you well, and I'll see you in the next one.